Hi, so for now, I'm gonna talk to you about my fitness journey. While I do my regular biking, so as you can see, there's my bike. It's an old mountain bike. I've had this bike for over 10 years already. It's a Haro Mary XC, chromoly steel frame, 29er. So join me as I go and talk to you about my fitness, uh, the journey I took, and how I got into powerlifting. Okay, so baka hingalin ako while uh, so how I got into this sort of fitness journey of mine was around 2011. Yeah, around 2011, I had a really bad health scare. No? So it was October. I had a trip with my wife going to Hong Kong, and then like a day before, I had a fever, uh, and then I was really coughing really bad. No, parang di ako makahinga, hirap na hirap. But uh, took some paracetamol and decided to proceed with our trip to Hong Kong. No? And then during the trip, I just felt really tired. I couldn't cross the street. You know how the intersections of Hong Kong medyo malaki-laki. I couldn't cross the street without having to stop in the middle of the intersection to take a breather kasi hinihingal talaga ako. So that was 2011 around October. When I returned back to Manila, I already knew something was wrong. Hirap ako humiga. If I laid back to sleep, I felt like I was drowning. No? But so I called on a few friends and asked for a recommendation for a pulmonologist. Kasi hinihingal na ako and I was coughing really bad. So we went to the hospital, St. Luke's, I think it was St. Luke's Global, and visited a pulmonologist. So sabi niya, looks like you have pneumonia. And I was given two choices. No? Two choices. One is to get myself admitted, take the meds through IV, which was the best course because it will make it heal faster, and they can monitor the dosing. Or send you home and just take your medicine and come back when you feel better. Of course, having never been hospitalized, I went with the second option that I wanted to just take my medicine at home. Diba? So, but before I was sent home, my pulmonologist shared a clinic with her husband. Her husband is a cardiologist. So sabi, sige, can I just hook you up to an ECG so I can just check your heart and everything? So, okay. So, chinek niya and it freaked her out that she had to call her husband. And I was given the, wait, this doesn't look good. I don't think I can let you go home. Okay, sabi ko, shit, ano kaya yon? Diba? But you will see in the picture how big I was before. I was 265 pounds for someone that is 5'7". So medyo talagang malaki ako. No? So the doctor said, yun nga, I can't let you go home. I want to make sure you're okay and I want you to be admitted. Chinek nila lahat and everything did look good. Diba? So, they even hinted na kung pinauwi kita, baka atakihin ka sa puso. No? So, okay. I still remember going outside of the hospital. And I was with my wife. Nasabi ko, can I have a cigarette? Kasi nasa-stress ako eh. You know? Not knowing that stick of cigarette, basically that was the last cigarette I had. And that was October of 2011. So more than 10 years, I've been smoke-free. Okay, so, ayun, na-admit. And then, the test started to happen. 2D echo, ECG, blood test, you know. And every time the doctor came into the room, it was just bad news one after the other. May diabetes ka. Your heart is weak. Your heart is failing. So on and so forth. Diba? Manas yung paa mo. You have water retention. Okay, so it got a little depressing that every time someone or a doctor came in, it was just bad news all the time. And then I had another doctor, Dr. Rodney Jimenez, who was also suggested by a good friend, no, who performs angiograms and angioplasty. So, based on our meeting, we could look into, baka naman we need to check, baka may barado yung puso mo. No? Kung may barado puso mo, and that is actually a sign why you are showing all those symptoms. Besides, of course, I was also still treating my pneumonia. No? So, the thing here is, they couldn't perform the angioplasty at that time. You know, remember when I said I couldn't lay flat or else I felt like I was drowning? That is one of the requirements I needed to be able to do, is to lay flat so that the procedure can be done. Okay, so, sorry ha, pag hinihingal ako, nagbabike kasi. Okay, so, as all those tests came in, here are what I was being told. I was diabetic, which at the time I think I already knew I was, but it wasn't really being monitored properly. But I already knew I was. You know, my heart was pumping really weak, was very low. It was 24%, when a normal heart should be around 55 to 70%. Okay, so sabi nga nila, if you took a little bit longer to have yourself admitted, you could have had a heart attack, no, with all those conditions that you have. No? I also had irregular heartbeats. I would even, meron pa ako skip beats. Lahat na anong pwede, I had it. So, I was, initially after my pneumonia was being treated, I was sent home. I was sent home to get stronger, because if I didn't get stronger, they couldn't perform the angiogram that I needed to make sure kung may blockage ba wala. Okay, so, ayun, I was sent home, and by this time, I started on my diet. No? Diet was basically counting calories. Yeah? And then within that calories, meron lang yung doctor na sinabi how much is how much protein or how much meat I can take, how much rice I can take. No, so my typical meal before was, upon waking up, I had a bowl of oats, no, a little bit of milk, sweetener, no sugar, and then by mid morning, between breakfast and lunch, I would usually have a small snack, like an apple, a little bit of a tablespoon of peanut butter. And then for my main meals, like lunch and dinner, it would usually be a cup of rice, one portion of meat, one portion meaning palm-sized meat, and as many vegetables as I want. Okay, so I follow that. Reduce the intake of sugar and salt. So no soft drinks, no iced tea, no chocolates, and salt was very limited. Okay, so I did that until I lost a few pounds. I think within that few weeks, I lost quite a few pounds because of the water that I was shedding. So I was finally given a go signal to get my angiogram. So angiogram, and the doctor also told us, okay, if we find a blockage and it's not that much, we will go ahead and put a stent or an angioplasty. No? So we were even told how much we need to prepare in case we need to do this and we need to do that. No? And doctors went in, performed the angiogram through the arm, which was, I think, fairly new at the time, no, less invasive. And after, I think, just an hour, he closed up, and then he said, "We're done." Okay. So I was already hoping for the best, but the thing is, that's why it was done, is it was both a good news and a bad news. For one, good news is there was no blockage in your heart. No, my pipes were clean. But the bad news is now we don't know what's causing your heart to be that way. How do you fix something that you don't know what the problem is? Okay, so it was quite depressing not to know how to solve a problem. And that was 2011. My youngest at that time was 7-8 years old. My daughter was in high school. Was it in high school? Or wala pa yata, grade school. Or starting out high school only. I had so many dreams of what I want to happen in the future. And this was definitely putting quite a big hamper to all those dreams. Now, I made that decision that if there's no way we can find out what was wrong and not being able to solve this, is to change my lifestyle, fix my diet, be more physically active, and maybe I can give my body, myself, the best fighting chance of whatever I had. So I got really serious with my diet, meaning talagang lista. I used the app MyFitnessPal to really count my calories, and then I would prepare my meals ahead of time, set meals, planned meals, and so on and so forth. Also started exercising. I tried running. That didn't work. I just couldn't run for more than 10 minutes. My body just felt really, really itchy, painful. Basta hindi ko kaya yung alog, no? So I already had my bike then. So I'll just take my bike. So biking every day at around I set myself 2 goals. Remember, I was 265 pounds. My first goal was to reach 200 or to be less than 200 pounds. So I think it was around 10 months when I achieved that. But sadly, after I achieved that, my weight loss just plateaued. I was not losing weight anymore, no matter what diet I did, no matter how much I bike. Nothing was happening. My weight was constant. So at this time, my wife gave me membership to a gym, which was Gold's Gym Glorieta. I think that was 2012. Yeah, 2012. Gave me membership. So went to the gym, had a trainer, and by this time I was being taught how to add weights to my training. So added weights combined with diet, and still doing biking maybe 3 times a week. If not outdoor cycling, I would do indoor biking in the gym. They had indoor cycling that I would use. Okay, so by the time I reached 1 year since I started my fitness journey, so it was October of 2012, I finally reached my second goal, which was to be 180 pounds or 85 pounds less than what I used to be. So I celebrated together with my wife. October was October was my wife's birth month, and that was the reason why we would travel to Hong Kong. So this time, 2012, we were traveling to Hong Kong to celebrate what I would call my second chance of life. No? So we were both celebrating sort of our birthdays during October. No? So I lost 85 pounds. My heart, remember, I was talking about my heart being at around 25% or around 25%, was now around, I think, 45 to 47. So it was really showing a lot of improvement. My blood sugar was way controlled. Was now controlled. Everything in my blood chemistry just looked perfect. Cholesterol's within check. My triglycerides were good. And pretty much everything was good, except for my uric acid that I always had problems with. But I eventually got to fix that after another year. So now I was now getting really addicted to going to the gym. I think by 2013, 2014, my wife joined me also in the gym. So we both were now going to the gym. We had each one's trainer, and we were just pretty much doing some resistance training. And then it was around 2017. We were already good friends with a lot of gym members, some trainers, that we started trying to see if we can lift heavy. If you didn't know, Gold Gym Glorieta was home to a lot of powerlifters. In fact, at that time, well, at that time, I didn't even know what powerlifting was. Huh? So we started training a bit heavier, and I enjoyed lifting weights. My wife enjoyed lifting heavy, but never it occurred to us that we could compete at the high level of powerlifting. No? We just wanted to lift. No? In fact, by 2018, I started a small business that we call One More Rep Fitness to cater to powerlifters. We sold knee sleeves, wrist wraps, belts. No? So we started that. So that was 2018. We were training. By 2019, we decided, I think we have to be powerlift. We decided that we have to join a competition. We've been selling all our gear to powerlifters, and here we are, not even competing or not even considered as powerlifter. Because if you watch this video that I will show the link, for me, a powerlifter, you can only be called a powerlifter if you compete in powerlifting. Okay, so 2019 we did compete, and surprising enough, me and my wife both got gold in our own categories. And ever since then, we've been competing regularly, but I don't know moving forward when we will be competing again because of this pandemic. So really, it's just not diet. No, you can't survive on just diet. You can't just survive on just cardio and cardio. No? You don't have to lift very heavy, but just make sure that there's enough resistance into your training. Add some weights, add some bands, because our goal is to actually gain some muscles. So I hope you get some. So if you need help with your training, feel free, let me know. Or if you want to buy stuff from One More Rep, let me know. I'll hook you up.